Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Spoilers don't create psychos. Spoilers make psychos more creative. This is Spooky Spoiler!
This is Spoiler.
Maybe the last one ever, based on that pre-episode content they hear at the end of the episode. But hey, everybody, welcome to Spoilers. We're all super excited to be here. This is a Brother Brian Spooky Spoilers request. The 1996, I think, classic?
Yeah, 96, yeah, I think so, yeah.
Scream. Since we are releasing this around Halloween, or maybe Christmas, who knows when it will actually come out. But I wanted to ask, favorite costume you had as a kid? Or what was the most iconic costume of your childhood? So kind of open-ended, like what was a funny costume? I don't think we've done this before. Let's go West to East, Korey. You had some good ones that you shared with us in the thread.
Yes. Hello, this is Korey, Kylo Ren memes. I'm going to have kind of a long response here, Pappy, so I don't know if going to me first is the brightest idea, but we're doing it.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
First of all, I respect the restraint of you not asking what's your favorite scary movie. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I had a lot of kind of unique costumes when I was a kid. My mom was like very creative and crafty, so I wasn't always in like an IP related costume, right? I wasn't always like a character. Sometimes I was just like generic zombie and she would spend a lot of time doing makeup, or I was like mutant guy.
You're poor.
Or werewolf guy. I don't know, Brett. These costumes were kind of expensive in the makeup department.
Just joking, man.
But yes, we were. But that being said, my favorite costume, I think, from childhood is still an IP costume. I was Vengeance himself 2 years in a row when I was a kid. I was the Dark Knight. I was Batman. You know, I really have liked Batman a lot since I was a little kid. It's meant a lot to me. I don't know. You know, when I saw the Batman with Robert Pattinson, I said to myself, like, I respect this because I've lived that life. Like, I've been Batman. I can relate to him. So I said, that's literally me.
I've prowled the streets as well.
I have sent you guys a picture of me in my little Batman outfit. I was very small, but I remember being in like kindergarten. And it was Halloween, I think, and we got to like wear the costume to school that day. Everyone wore their costumes, and we kind of sat in a circle, and everyone got to like stand up and say like a quick sentence about their costume, or like do something, like you know, do some kind of physical action. Now, my costume had like a wrist launcher that shot a little piece of plastic. So this is really awkward, but when it came to me, I stood up, I didn't say anything. I held out my wrist and I shot the piece of plastic into like the middle of the circle of chairs. And I thought I was super fucking cool. But then I had anxiety for the rest of like everyone's presentation because my little piece of plastic was just sitting there in the middle of everyone. And I was like, do I go get it? Do I pick it up? Do I wait? I don't know what to do. So that really had my attention. And that, I don't know, just a good representation of me right there. That like background anxiety is kind of ever present.
He lost a sigh. Kylo, can I ask you something about that question?
Yeah.
The books on the bottom shelf, are those Scientology related?
Good question.
Oh, in the picture where I'm Batman that I sent you guys?
Yeah. They look sus down there.
It looks like an encyclopedia. What?
No, they're
What
not.
are those books?
I think it's like an encyclopedia collection, I think like Pappy was saying. What's interesting about this picture, and hopefully it's on Instagram by the time this is posted, is like everything behind me is super 70s because like, you know, when you're growing up, you're in like a dated house where like it was like remodeled at some point 20 years ago. So it's like even outdated in the picture that it's in. It's definitely that because this is probably like 1991 or 2 or something. I'm pretty small in this picture, but I'm pretty sure it's the early 90s. But yeah, very outdated picture. Big ass CRT TV behind me. I think that one might be my favorite. I just have fond memories of it, Pappy.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the wood, the brown carpet. Very, very 70s.
You know, that like VHS pull-out thing, like the wood restore VHSs. I think that's there.
Shit hits later. Like, the 80s looked like the 70s because that's when things trickled down to us normal.
Yeah.
Who's up next? Mikey?
I had a couple of pajama costumes that I wore a lot. I don't know if I ever wore them out trick-or-treating, but I had an Aladdin set of pajamas that I wore all the time, and a Spider-Man set of pajamas with like a
Nice.
Spider-Man webbed cape type thing that I just wore around all the time, especially around Christmas, hanging out at Grandma and Grandpa's. But as far as trick-or-treating costumes, my neighborhood just like wasn't really set up for that. I lived on a county road, so like you don't want to walk along a county road. So we never really like went trick-or-treating.
What was this Aladdin pajama set?
I think it was probably just something you get at Meijer or Target, but it was just like silk screen printed like set of pajamas or whatever, and it had like a sword on the leg and like a little lamp or something on the shirt or whatever.
Nice.
But like it was just
Was it like a vest? Like a tiny vest?
Yeah, there's like a little tiny vest thing like
A little
attached
fez
to the
hat thing?
No,
on
no
top?
fez hat.
It's not too late to go trick-or-treating, Mikey. You can still do it.
I could still do it. I guess you're right, Pap. But I would be frowned upon walking around in my neighborhood like that. But there's always a chance.
Don't give up on your dreams, Stevie. Did you go as a young Kobe Bryant back in the day? Or was that your favorite costume?
I mean, I don't think I ever owned a Kobe jersey in my life. More of an MJ and Sean Kemp guy. But my favorite costume...
As you should be.
Oh, yeah.
Good man.
Great, man.
My favorite costume that I ever rocked as a child was like the Black Power Ranger.
Zach.
Ooh.
I must have rocked that costume maybe 2 or 3 years in a row. Just because I felt so cool in it. And I didn't grow that much as a kid, so it kind of fit every year. But yeah, that was... his name was Zach. Brett, is that right?
Zach, yeah, I think he's a mastodon, but hold on, no.
He was. I have the toy right in front of me.
That was the coolest Power Ranger by far. And out of all like the childhood costumes, that's the one that stuck out the most because I just felt so cool in it. So, Black Power Ranger.
Teenagers with attitude.
Pretty iconic.
Yeah, I'd
I
say
had
so.
the Red Ranger, by the way. So that would have been sick. You know, it could have like formed a team.
I feel like, Power Rangers might be like the most iconic costume of my childhood.
I like that.
This is Pappy, Goshen, Indiana. My favorite, I went as Ben Franklin one year. This might fit in with my house looks like a school teacher house theme corner, but I had like a skull cap and like old-timey clothes. I went as the Scarecrow. I went as like a Civil War soldier, the Union, so I was the good guys. I also remember, and I swear to God, I don't know if this is real or not, but I remember it clearly as day that there was like, in the 90s, this Invisible Man costume, but for kids, and all it was just like all black. So you were like essentially invisible, which like in retrospect
driving
is
hazard?
nuts. Yeah, to give to kids.
That sounds very dangerous.
I'm pretty sure I had that at one point, and it didn't work as well as I hoped. But Josh, were you ever like a Ninja Turtle? I feel like I could see that for you.
Well, did they use like the Venta Black for that costume? That's like the blacker than
Yes.
black. Oh, dude, you would be invisible as hell.
Yeah, you did have like a kind of a meshy face. I remember that not being as good, but still.
Okay, yeah. Josh from Goshen, from the sewers. Of course, it's got to be this Ninja Turtle costume I have. I had. I wish. Had a couple like nunchucks that were plastic, but I could really hit something pretty hard with because it was made in the 90s. That shit was built to last. The mask itself was like okay, but what I really loved was like the turtle shell part of it. It was like kind of like, think of like a sweatshirt, backpack, belts, kind of like mashup. And it was like, okay. I had it for several years. I'd put it on when I was like a kid pretending, great memories being a turtle, Pap. Thank you. But we can get back to Brother Brian's pick, Scream. We know he loves Harvey Weinstein, so it's a great alley. I'm just joking, Brian.
Great segue.
I just wanted to say there were a lot of great Patreon picks for spooky spoilers this year.
True.
And we did go with Scream. So this was like really our choice of Brother Brian's choice. So thank you all for putting yourselves out there. And we'll probably do this again next year. That was pretty fun to put it out to the Patreons. I like that.
You know, there were some really good suggestions in there too. We might just do before spooky spoilers. I could see us doing that.
Probably not.
Well, the Crow would be fun. Double Crows.
Ooh. Oh, Double Crows.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Brett, Halloween costume. 90s Brett.
So, I don't remember a lot of my costumes. They were a really, really long time ago. I think if you guys know me, you know who I went. My favorite costume I probably went as is my best friend went as Bill Clinton, and I went as Hillary Clinton. We both got the masks at Hot Gothic or whatever that Spencer's or whatever it's called. Yeah, I didn't do a lot of extra stuff. I don't think I wore a dress or anything like that. And the other one I could think of was my brother and I went as devils with the pitchforks, which they were like dangerous pitchforks. There's no way they'd make those for kids nowadays. But that's and I went as a geek one time because I didn't have a costume, so I just slicked my hair back and put glasses on and suspenders and stuff like that. You can always fall back on geek or nerd if you need to. Brett from Fort Wayne.
No Monica Lewinsky?
Oh, she was there, but you couldn't see her.
Josh, speaking of Monica, that takes us to Scream. Had you seen this movie before, Josh? You texted me and said seen it. I didn't know what you meant by that. Like, have I seen the movie? You've seen it before, right?
Seen it? Have you seen it? I wondered if you had seen
You
it.
said seen it.
Of course, yes. I saw this. This was like a pretty big deal. I was 5th or 6th grade when this came out, and I think me and my friends maybe talked about it, and it was like on VHS and for rent maybe when I was like in junior high, so like a couple years after that. And it spawned all the sequels, obviously. Like, yes, I've seen the original Scream, and I don't know if I've really seen it since that time. It really just jumps right into the movie. I really respected the beginning here. I don't know. It dives right in. A great cold open, if you will.
Yeah, I asked that because I feel like this is the part that I remember the most and the most vividly.
Yes, there's 2 parts, and this is one of them.
Mikey, can you just take us through what happens here?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Who is this?
Who are you trying to reach?
What number is this?
What number are you trying to reach?
I don't know.
Well, I think you have the wrong number.
Do I?
It happens. Take it easy.
Yeah, the cold open, like Josh said, is Drew Barrymore. I don't know what her name is.
Casey.
She's the biggest person on the poster.
It's the psycho move. You kill Janet Leigh early in the shower. You mark it Drew Barrymore, and everyone goes, "Oh shit, they killed her."
It's like Godzilla with Bryan Cranston.
Even to this day, on Tubi, she's still the biggest one. So like they're still playing that game like 25 years later. 30 years. Sorry, Mikey. Please.
Yeah, she gets a phone call. It's a creepy voice, and she kind of plays along with it, and it ends up being Ghostface, and he's like, well, let's play a game. And he goes through like movie trivia with her and whatnot, and he ends up being really creepy and like saying, okay, this game is gonna have your life depend on it, and your boyfriend's life as well. And he kind of walks through the game a little bit and ends up killing her boyfriend and killing her.
I want to play a game. No. Then he dies right now.
No!
Which is it? Which is it?
Well, what kind of a game?
Turn off the light. You'll see what kind of game. Just do it.
No!
Here's how we play. I ask a question. If you get it right, Steve lives.
Please don't do that.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Please.
It's an easy category.
Please.
Movie trivia. Or even give you a warm-up question.
She gets the warm-up question right, but she fails the closest two at the end, which, we can all relate
This
to.
is a classic game of spoilers trivia played at the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
Cheating going on, bullshit questions.
Murder.
Trick questions.
Secret packs.
It's not fair.
I want to hit on that a little bit, Stevie, because we talked on the phone today, and I was like, dude, why does this movie remind me so much of The Faculty?
Kevin Williamson.
And you're like, because the same dude wrote it.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy wrote like the, kind of like holy trinity of 90s slasher, teen high school movies.
What are they?
I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, and The Faculty.
Gotcha.
That's pretty sweet to hang your hat on for like, writing screenplays and shit like that. But Faculty and Scream, very, very similar in a lot of ways, especially with kind of like the self-referential aspect of the films,
Yes.
referencing other movies constantly.
Yeah.
And like Wes Craven's done that before with New Nightmare. Do we like it? Is it? I think it's fun. I think it's pretty fun too when they're calling out the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies, which weren't directed by him. But is it too much at
No.
times?
Nah, it's what they're going for.
It's kind of like the theme of the series, isn't it?
This movie did that before any movie did that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this movie kind of made that cool. And, modern movies, I think, will do that a little bit more. Definitely parody movies, that's like their bread and butter. Specifically the Scream parody movies, right? Just referencing something in pop culture. But this movie made like it was meant for movie nerds in a way. But it also had that mainstream appeal. It was popular. This opening scene, I think, does a lot for the mainstream appeal. It's a great horror scene. One of the best.
Also, Stevie, you were about Kevin Williamson. He also created like probably the most 90s teen drama. I mean, of the whole
Don't
decade.
say Dawson's Creek.
He was the creator of Dawson's Creek. I didn't say it was good. I just said it was. It's not bad, but he did create it. That you get credit for that as well.
You don't like The Creek, Steve?
Do not. That's
I like the Creek.
that shows a lot. It's
You wouldn't last a day on The Creek.
that shows a little too much.
Pacey would frickin' give you a wedgie so bad because you'd be a nerd.
This movie slightly more violent than Dawson's Creek, and significantly more violent than The Faculty. Josh, how are you dealing with the gore? What Drew Barrymore gets done to her is brutal. This is a brutal, brutal slasher.
Yeah. Let's walk through this little intro a little bit because I think,
Yeah.
a couple of these scenes stick with me and are kind of like those mini traumatizing movie events you may have had when you were younger. The first one that's very notable for me is when he says Steve is out of the game and she turns on the porch light and his guts are just like all hanging out. Like Steve has been killed and you never even get a chance to hear Steve's voice. You know very little about him except he, I guess, plays football. He's got the leather jacket on.
He's like 5'2", 112 pounds, but he's a big football player.
Hey, man, he's agile and quick.
He's a kicker.
He's a gadget guy. Darren Sproles type.
He's Rudy.
They said he's the quarterback, so I think he's kind of like that runner-thrower hybrid sort of quarterback, to Brett's point. But yeah, it's a brutal killing, and it was shocking to me because usually, in a movie you get to know about the characters and the stakes are set, but like it's got like a bit of an old school feel.
Steve gets gutted like a pig.
He does before he says a word.
Ghostface himself, very spooky. That's a very spooky design. And apparently it was just a costume that already existed, or at least the mask did.
Yeah, it was like a very common, just kind of cheapy Halloween costume.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this movie came out, man, I remember that Halloween 1997. Every fucking kid was Ghostface. Like everywhere I looked, it was like a sea of Ghostfaces. So it became an iconic thing. And it still is, of course. The Scream movies are still being made to this day, unfortunately.
Drew Barrymore, like we said, gets killed here. Surprisingly, I'm sure if this is the first time you've seen this movie, it'd be pretty shocking. And shocking how we see her, too. Like I said, the tone of this beginning is very dark compared to the rest of the movie.
I know we talked about the trick of the first build person, like, surviving, right? But there's also, like, so many little movie clues that make it seem like she's going to survive this. She gets actually stabbed once and kicks him away. And, like, at one point, her parents are, like, 12 feet away. And she's, like, certainly free if she reaches them. This movie does a really good job of kind of, like, putting you off just a little bit. A little off kilter at the beginning. And I think that's good.
That's the last we see of her. She's not able to scream for her parents. And then I found this interesting. This is like a 100-minute movie. This opening is 13 minutes. The party scene at the end is 40 minutes. And the rest of this movie is just this like 50-minute high school Stevie, very faculty feeling. Can you take us through the gang who we meet here? The high school kids. You can pick any of them.
Do you want me to go with the creepy kid or the annoying kid?
Oh, God, this...
What? What, Brett?
Are you about to sully the name of Matthew Lillard?
In this movie, yeah. He's annoying as shit.
He's super creepy.
He's the best part of this movie, by far.
That's great. He's still annoying.
Wait, you're saying Jamie Kennedy's the creepy one?
No, I'm saying Billy's the creepy one, obviously. He's got dead eyes.
He's the most obvious serial killer of all time. But I think that's kind of the point. I think it's almost like they want you to think that, then they subvert your expectations. Like, I don't know. I think that's kind of what they're going for. But go ahead.
But Matt Lillard plays Stu, and
Shaggy.
After every 3 words, he sticks his tongue out and smiles. But he is best friends with Billy, who is the boyfriend of our final girl, Sydney, whose best friend is Tatum, who never wears a bra. And
thank God.
Hey, no.
Good observation.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm pointing out the facts here, folks.
It's going to be imperative. To
Very
the story
imperative.
Later.
I mean,
keep that in your back pocket, boys.
Extremely imperative.
To the last hour.
Like
Chekhov's bags.
This movie needed that. And then we also have Sydney, who is our final girl after, the surprise killing of Drew Barrymore. And Sydney has a haunted past within the town, and it's the terrorizing of Ghostface to her is kind of bringing back some awful memories. So, yeah, that's the crew pretty much.
Why would they ask you if you like to cook?
Because their bodies were gutted.
Thank you, Randy.
They didn't ask me if I like to hunt.
It's because there's no way a girl could have killed them.
That is so sexist. The killer could easily be female. Basic instinct.
That was an ice pick. Not exactly the same thing.
It reminds me of Twin Peaks. I feel like none of these people are talking like real humans at all. And it's simultaneously like very melodramatic, but also silly. But I like it a lot. Mike, are you picking up what I'm putting down at all? Like how they're always referencing movies?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly got the meta commentary on horror movies and stuff like that on top of like everything that they're talking about. Matthew Lillard's character and Jamie Kennedy reference movies like every line that they're talking about. So they're definitely very heavily into movies and stuff like that. But it's Billy and Sydney are super lovey-dovey. The stuff that they say to each other is really corny and cheesy, but like it'd be stuff that 2 teenage kids in a horror movie would say to each other.
I'm not trying to pressure you to have sex with me, but why won't you have sex with me?
Yeah.
All the cool kids are doing it.
What, it's not romantic that I came up here to finger bang you?
She clear as day says over the clothes stuff, and then within seconds, he's trying to go up the pajamas.
She didn't say that. He even said it.
The man is incredibly horny.
But Korey, there's some like deep psychosexual Freudian issues that Sydney's having, right? Like this whole thing's probably like tied to her mom.
Sorry, please understand.
Understand what? When I have a girlfriend who would rather accuse me of being a psychopathic killer than touch me?
You know that's not true.
Then what is it?
What is it? Billy, I was attacked and nearly filleted last night.
I mean, between us. You haven't been the same since your mother died.
Is your brain leaking? My mom was killed. I can't believe you're bringing this up.
I know, it's been a year.
Tomorrow. 1 year tomorrow.
I know. I think it's time you got over that. I mean, When my mom left my dad, I accepted it. It's the way it is. She's not coming back.
Sydney's mom is no longer alive. She was actually murdered about a year ago, and that has affected Sydney in a big way. Billy is pretty pushy with the sex thing, even like later in the school. Again, like later on after this opening scene, he basically says, well, you should get over it.
Yeah, I can't believe it's been less than a year.
For a lot of the movie, Billy's like motivating factor is his horniness, right? It's a constant thing at play. Like he wants to fuck her. And it's way more apparent now as an adult. I didn't even really think about it when I saw this movie at a very young age, but yeah, it's definitely all over it. It's it's kind of the whole point of the opening scene with him and Cindy? No, that's a Scary Movie.
Sydney.
Yeah, so it's kind of the whole point of him like coming in through the window is to kind of explain like, we used to fool around a lot and now we don't, and I kind of want to.
Just get over your mom. It's been almost a year.
Yeah, his analogy is like, I thought we were almost becoming an R rating, maybe even NC-17, but now we're just PG, and I'm sad. It's like, dude, there's a lot of good PG movies. Have you seen Richie Rich? That shit slaps. Come on, bro.
True.
Now we're just Richie Rich. Yeah.
You changed since your mom died.
Who knew? Who knew that would happen?
You used to be way more sluttier before your mom died.
We get a second Ghostface attack in Sydney's home. We hear the voice again. She does this special trick with the door. There was a whole story on the commentary where they scouted dozens of houses and couldn't find two doors that opened like that in any of the shooting locations, so they had to build a wall just to make that shot work. She's able to escape narrowly with the help of creepy Billy.
She does get on chat with 911 on her computer. She dials up to the internet, waits 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was a little fast. She had some DSL before that was the thing.
That was pretty cool. I've never seen that before.
They can't call because the phone lines are tied up.
911 just says AG, question mark.
Yeah, AG.
ASL, man.
And Brett, what happens to Billy here based on this first attack? Second attack, I should say.
Well, he comes in through the windows that you're talking about, and I don't know, he's apparently got the worst pockets of all time. I mean, they're just standing there, and his cell phone falls out of his pocket. So she's like, oh no, it must have been you. And he gets arrested. And if he's, like, I watch a lot of like true crime stuff, and they've let people go with so much more evidence against them. He's like, I'm sorry, I have to keep you overnight. And I was like, bullcrap. In my opinion, there's absolutely no way they would do that. But anyway, so they take him to jail, and they have to hold him until the phone records come by. Again, I think that's insanely not realistic, but that's a small part of this movie. It doesn't matter. But he gets arrested, detained at the very least.
What does cloning a phone mean? Is that a real thing?
Back in the day, I think it was. But Korey, you got something? Or Josh?
What does that mean?
I think they talk about that in the movie Hackers, which came out a year before. I don't remember exactly if they talk about cloning. They definitely talk about freaking, which was like a phone hacking thing.
You take out the SIM card, you plug it into a computer, you drag the SIM card info onto another SIM card, you plug that SIM card in another cell phone. Bada boom, bada bing, you clone the cell phone.
Nice.
The idea is, and I don't know if that's real or not,
Not
Josh.
really,
but,
about halfway.
Josh is a hacker. Yeah.
The phone records show a false number, essentially.
Big plot point in this movie.
Phone cloning.
We got to watch Hackers. What a good movie Hackers is.
Copying of identity from one cellular device to another. I mean, pretty simple, I guess.
I mean, I'm with you, Brett. Like, yeah, the evidence is flimsy, but Billy just looks fucking evil and just carries himself like a guilty serial killer.
I'm a little confused, though. She was attacked with a knife, and he's found on the scene. So that's not that flimsy. He's there.
Yeah. Wait, are you saying they have even less evidence, or are you saying they got him dead to rights?
It's like Brett.
It's his girlfriend.
If you attack me and you
possibility.
It's like a Brett person, but with a mask on, and then the cops get here, and you just take the mask off, and you're like, "Hey, I was here the whole time. It's no big deal." They're like, "Nah, we're pretty sure it was you, Brett." Like,
well, hey, but
first of all, Brett's gonna shoot you. He's not gonna stab you.
Yeah, this California nonsense. Like, go lock yourself in your room, and someone comes in, then they go out of this world. But Josh, just being there is not a crime. I mean, you'd have to have the knife or the mask. I mean, it's his girlfriend's house. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he'd be there. I'm just saying, let's just say he's 17 years old. Like, because Sydney's 17. Or at least Casey was 17, so I'm guessing they're all... You're not going to hold a 17-year-old, or probably even an 18-year-old with no record, overnight while you're waiting for something. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I guess it...
What are you, Saul Goodman? He was on the site with a cell phone, which is an uncommon thing. Someone else was on the site with a cell phone. The mask was left. He wasn't wearing a mask. It kind of makes sense. I don't know if legally it would work out, but I think him being a major suspect at this point, I don't think is any kind of plot hole.
I agree. He's definitely a suspect, or at least a person of interest. I'm saying I don't think they would keep him overnight in jail.
100% they would.
He's got no parents that care about him. He has no rights.
I think they definitely would keep him
They
overnight.
would keep him overnight for sure.
There have been multiple murders. This is spoilers. While he's being detained, are we allowed to believe that he makes the call as his one call from jail to her to prove his innocence?
Nah.
Doesn't she bring that up though? Isn't she like, who did you call with your one call?
I always thought that was kind of a stupid question.
Wait, why? That's nuts. Like, he has to use a voice changer to do that.
She didn't know that at the time though, right?
And all those calls are recorded too, right? Like, you can't just threaten someone.
Yeah, I always thought it was a dumb plot point.
I thought she was referring to like a call that he was just calling like as Billy, but you mean as Ghostface.
Yeah, because that was the thing that, it's not Billy. It could have been Billy. He was in jail.
Matt Lillard.
I think that's what they're implying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Matt Lillard.
He called Matt Lillard, and Matt Lillard made the call?
Yes.
They both have the
Yeah,
voice
they both
changer.
have it. Like,
they're both.
That's the whole trick of the
That's
movie.
why I was asking. Are we led to believe that he makes the call?
No,
You're
no.
saying Matt Lillard makes the call?
But you're supposed to think that she thinks that it's still a possibility that it's Billy.
Yeah.
Like, she still doesn't trust him exactly all the way.
Yeah, Pap.
Either way, Josh, all I wanted to do this whole episode was come to you for Monica, because you love Friends so much. Courtney Cox.
Menage. Sorry.
Oh, man. From an overall perspective and like a really high perspective, like 30 years later on this movie, she's not a super memorable part of it, just to be honest. But at the beginning of the movie, she's wearing like the yellow April O'Neil news reporter outfit for like no reason at all. She's cool in this movie. She's like a bit of a plot point. She has a budding romance with her real life partner at the time, Dave Arquette, which is something that like we could talk about as a podcast if you want to.
Makes no sense.
But I mean, I don't know, Pat.
Wait. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I would pass it to someone else, Brett. Like, what are the facts? They're not together. She had his name for a while, but then didn't. I don't know. Nothing super juicy, I don't think.
Oh.
Is there?
Got my hopes up.
I don't know anything. I just was saying that he's kind of dorky, and it's a weird couple. That's all I was saying.
She's dorky?
He's dorky.
Oh, Doofy? Yeah, Officer Doofy is a huge dork.
Doofy.
But you know what? It gives
in my room.
Doofy. That's
it gives
awesome.
hope for us dorks out there
Smell my
that we
finger.
can get a babe like Courtney Cox.
Yeah.
She's fine in this movie. She looks really good. Gale Weathers of Waterdeep. It's a Baldur's Gate reference out there.
Dude, I think she's super memorable, Josh, because, like, one, yeah, like Korey said, and the budding romance, like you mentioned, but two, she's just, like, a huge bitch.
Yeah.
Really mean to these kids and like mean to her assistant guy. Like just she's very different than Monica, right?
Yeah. And I think that's a little disappointing. I'm looking for some Monica clues, and they're not there.
Your mother's murder was last year's hottest court case. Somebody was going to write a book about it.
Right, and it had to be you with all your lies and bullshit theories.
What is your problem? You got what you wanted. Cotton Weary's in jail. They're going to gas him. A book is not going to change that.
Speaking of clues, what's happening in the school, Stevie? It seems, like I said, this movie's unrealistic. I feel like kids really aren't this mean.
No.
Right? This shit is nuts. This is a very cynical view of, like, high school.
I mean, I don't know. Like, do I think high school is an insane place? Yes.
We talked about that on The Faculty. It's crazy and scary.
But from that's an alien's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Just from a, maybe perspective of, people getting murdered left and right and then kids running around school pretending to be the Ghostface killer. That's one thing. Maybe, probably the most realistic part is those two girls, gossiping about Sydney, saying that she's just doing it for attention and her mom was a whore. That's probably the most realistic part of this entire movie, to be honest with you.
They're right about her mom. Her mom is a whore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she was the town floozy
Super whore.
for sure. No one's arguing that.
And let's face it, she's no Sharon Stone.
Nope.
But, Pap, I kind of brought this up earlier. I have a hard time jiving with this movie just because of the way the high schoolers talk in this movie. It just seems very odd.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's just
not
odd.
like humans speak.
It's like an alien wrote a movie.
Thing.
Yeah, maybe
There's the scene in the Blockbuster that is super egregious. Like
It
I don't think
is.
we've talked about Jamie Kennedy yet, but it's like not egregious, but it's just weird.
That's his
It's just
style. I
so-
promise you. Like, seriously, pick one episode from Dawson's Creek season 1, and you'll be like, nobody talks like that.
It reminds me of Twin Peaks. It's like very melodramatic.
there's an odd cadence to everything.
Yeah.
How do I put this? Every next sentence has to up the previous sentence. It's like there's this escalation going on every interaction. There's another escalation to escalation to escalation. There's no kind of just nuance to it. It's just aggressively going up.
Oh, now that's in poor taste.
What? If you were the only suspect in a senseless bloodbath, would you be standing in the horror section?
It was just a misunderstanding. He didn't do anything.
You're such a little lapdog. He's got killer printed all over his forehead.
Okay. Really? Why'd the cops let him go, smart guy?
Because obviously they don't watch enough movies. This is standard horror movie stuff. Prom Night Revisited, man.
Yeah? Why would he want to kill his own girlfriend?
There's always some stupid bullshit reason to kill your girlfriend. That's the beauty of it all. Simplicity. Besides, if it gets too complicated, you lose your target audience.
Well, what's his reason?
Maybe Sydney wouldn't have sex with him.
What, she's saving herself for you?
Maybe. Now that Billy tried to mutilate her, do you think Sid would go out with me?
Arthur Fonzarelli, though, is pretty great.
He's awesome, right?
Yeah.
I was always bummed when he died. Even as a kid, I was like, damn, they killed the Fonz.
According to the commentary, that was not in the original script and only added because Bob Weinstein said, "You need another death. It's too boring during this middle part."
Now, come over here, Toots.
Too
soon? Okay, sorry, my bad.
to who? Henry Winkler? Who?
I think I talked about this. We did a podcast on this movie, Pappy, Scream, episode 76 of Big Dumb Movie. But at the time this movie came out, I was like a huge Happy Days fan. And I love Fonzie. I love Henry Winkler. I still thought he was really cool. I like the scene with his death because, leading up to it, he expels the students who are dressed like the Ghostface killer. And it's a misdirect, of which there's many subtle misdirects in this movie. Some subtle, some not so subtle. But it is trying to tell us that he is the killer. And I think it's trying to do that because of how aggressive he is with these students, because he is very aggressive. And he's waving a giant pair of scissors in their face like a knife. And then we see him alone later. And for a moment when he's alone, it seems like he's the killer. Because he's alone in the office and he's messing with the mask. But, that's around the time we see him die, which is sad to see him go, but at least we get kind of like a funny cameo with Wes Craven himself, right? He makes an appearance. I'm sure you guys caught that as Freddy the janitor in a very familiar outfit.
Yeah.
And there's something between Kevin Williamson, the writer, and Wes Craven that it's like this love and homage of older horror movies. In some cases, Wes Craven is obviously referring to his own horror movies, but there's a lot of John Carpenter references in this movie as well. Billy's last name is Loomis, for example.
Yeah.
But there's something between the two of them about this like love for older horror movies. And I think that stems from like when this movie was made, like the horror genre was not really thriving at the time. Scream kind of did a lot for the horror genre and kind of brought it back. But in the early to mid 90s, the horror movies were kind of more or less dead.
What I found interesting about Wes Craven is like, you watch this movie and you think about the later Nightmare on Elm Street movie where he's like, being meta about movies. He grew up Baptist in Ohio, went on to be like a philosophy and writing major and like got his master's. But
he's a teacher, yeah.
His household was so religious, he never saw a movie until he went away to college and then just went fucking nuts.
Oh, wow.
So like what a weird path. Like he's getting into philosophy.
That's crazy. Fundamentalist Baptist, like legit. Like
never
even
saw
crazier.
a movie and then just went fucking nuts. Like, holy shit, this is the best shit ever. And it's like, then made these movies that are love letters to movies. I don't know. Just interesting path. Because of the principal's murder, like we mentioned, and the attacks that happened in the school, the town is now on a curfew. Which leads to
out.
Well, you mentioned the blockbuster scene, so I don't want to skip over that.
Good call. Yeah.
The blockbuster scene with Jamie Kennedy and Matthew Lillard, where they talk about who could be the possible suspects. Billy is also in the video store as well. And they're just having a very loud conversation about all of these pretty much horror movie tropes about who the possible suspects could be. And Jamie Kennedy is making some comments like, well, it's got to be the ex-boyfriend, it's got to be the boyfriend. The boyfriend always has an excuse to kill the girlfriend. And he gets a look from a woman behind him.
Yeah.
That's kind of a funny scene.
They're like shouting about murdering a girl, and she's like, what the fuck? And like walks
Everyone's a suspect.
He's also right? He's right about Billy, and he's right about the father being a red herring.
Yeah, he does mention that. But yeah, it's just Jamie Kennedy's character is so attuned to movies and horror movies, especially, that he's kind of calling every scene as it happens or before it happens. So yeah, this is definitely a movie for movie lovers, especially horror movie lovers.
Do we have strong thoughts on Jamie Kennedy? I've never seen his show. Was it good?
I loved his show back in the day. His Jamie Kennedy Experiment show, like the hidden camera show.
Experiment.
The skit that started that whole thing with him rapping with his like girlfriend and his girlfriend's sister and mom. I was like pre-YouTube, and I used to watch it all the time. He'd be like, "Star Bizucks." Oh yeah, he was like the ghetto guy. Oh, it was. I mean, the movie was terrible. Malibu's Most Wanted, but
is he this? He's the son of the Mask as well.
Malibu's Most Wanted's awesome.
Malibu's Most Wanted's a classic.
Oh, is it actually? I don't know if I ever saw it, but it's based off that skit. You should
Stevie
check
and I saw it together opening night. It was amazing.
Nice.
It was amazing.
That sounds like a movie we need to do.
Hell yeah. B-Rad from Boo all day.
I want to come back to you, though. You said something earlier. So you said Jamie Kennedy was the creepy one? What did you mean by that? Like, why does he creep you out? Randy? Oh, no. You said Billy was the creepy one. You said
Billy's the dead eyes, man. He's got those eyes.
You said Matthew Lillard was the annoying one. You don't like him in this movie?
It's just a lot. I mean, if you watch this movie back, he sticks his tongue out like after every third word, which is fine. But he actually does have a lot of funny moments in the final act. It's just the build up to it that I just find him to be very loud and obnoxious, which is probably just his character. I just think it's annoying.
Little goes a long way.
Have you ever seen SLC Punk?
Thank you.
Steve
I
was just
love
talking
that
about
movie.
that.
That's such a great movie.
That's like him turned up to 10.
Love that movie.
This is like a 7.
I was going to pick that movie. Then I saw Mikey's rating. I think he gave it like 2 stars And I was like, oh, I can't deal with that.
SLC Punk? That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why I gave. I gave it that.
Devin Sawa
before,
was
but
in that movie.
The scene where Devin Sawa's got the acid in his pocket and
Yeah.
walks to the sprinkler is so freaking funny.
Jason Segel ends up going to Notre Dame in that movie. It's great.
It's so funny. He's like the tall, like glasses, calm one, but he kicks the crap out of everybody.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Fantastic movie. I was just talking to Pap about that movie today. He's got to watch it.
Matthew Lillard is pretty great, I think, in this movie. He's very entertaining to me.
Yeah.
I like it at the end when he's able to fully cut loose and kind of show his true colors.
Pressure. Yeah.
My mom and dad are going to kill me, man.
No, my mom and dad are going to be so mad at me.
I think Matthew Lillard's just generally really funny, though. Hackers came out the year before this, and I think he was kind of bringing some of that same energy from his character in that movie. And Matthew Lillard kind of specializes in that. Like, there's a big part of him that's integrated into his roles.
Like Shaggy.
Josh, do you want to set us up with the party then? What goes down here?
Scream. There's a huge party.
Was this the other part that you remembered? You said you remembered two parts, the beginning and one other part. This was mine.
A specific part of the party that we'll get to later, I think. But
Sorry.
no, it's fine. There's a lot of like teenage horror movies that have great parties and great party scenes, right? So, of course, there's got to be a big house in the middle of the country with a party. People know there's like a murderer around, and Dave Arquette is like the deputy who's in charge of kind of just chaperoning this house party that they know there's going to be a lot of teens at, and just like let loose. You know, it's been a tough week. Let them drink a little bit.
He's letting them drink.
Yeah, he knows they got beer. He knows they're gonna be playing the kissing games. And it's just like, let them let loose. They need it. They're teenagers. And so, of course, this is like the perfect setup for a horror movie. And I don't know, how far do you want me to get into it here, Pat?
I do just want to say real quick, it is like the perfect setup for a horror movie. In that, like, it is also nuts, right? Like, there's a curfew that you can't be out past 9 p.m., so they're all getting together, drinking, driving around. It's like approved by the cops. Like, it's just very like, no one's parents would let them do this.
80s parents probably would.
Small town privilege.
Go out there and have some fun. You only live once.
Now, Mikey, we talked about putting Tatum in our back pocket for the third act. What happens to her at the party?
Sinead O'Connor?
She is asked to go get some more beers out in the garage. And when she's out there, she is greeted by who she thinks is, I think, her boyfriend.
Randy. She just keeps saying Randy. I think she thinks it's Randy.
But yeah, she's just greeted out there by someone in a Ghostface costume. And she is not wanting to play along with it, but he keeps going and eventually cuts her. And she tries to escape through a doggy door and a garage door, which I had never seen before. But while she's trying to squeeze through that, she gets lifted up by Ghostface and her neck snapped in the garage door. Pretty brutal death.
And I think this might be a good place to take a time out and talk about the Ghostface killers kind of getting their ass kicked a little bit all throughout the movie. It's something that the scary movie spoof movies like really go over the top with, and it's really funny. But the people with the mask, they often get kicked in the nuts. They often get like fall down steps. I don't know what sort of energy that brings or what you would like categorize that under, but it's like, I like it. It's really fun to see like the bad guy kind of get beat up along the way. I wish there were a little bit more clues with Billy and Stu. Like maybe they had a black eye after getting punched in the face with a phone with the mask on.
Besides
or something.
Billy's dead eyes.
I just mean like physically with like getting beat up, because I love that the person in the costume gets physically harmed every time they make an attack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they get kung fu'd every murder or murder attempt, right? Like to some degree. Like there's, I think, a couple times where that like Street Fighter move, like where you grab someone, you throw them like from like behind you, Like a couple characters do
what
that.
is that called?
Including like
Just like a somersault throw.
Yeah. Like Sydney does it, and I think Tatum does it in the garage.
Judo throw.
Yeah.
And he always feels like he's like kind of slipping on banana peels like every scene.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to navigate in those robes and the mask, right? And at least that's represented here, because it would actually hinder you from attacking someone.
Think about how good of a charge this guy could take in basketball. Just go flying across the lane, perfectly horizontal, laid out.
Tatum like drills him in the face with a beer at like close range, like a glass bottle.
Yeah. She does like a Jackie Chan move where she like hits him with like the door of the fridge. Like that's something straight out of Rumble in the Bronx.
While this is happening, or maybe slightly after all that's happening, Stevie, I'm curious your take on this. Do you like the Halloween parallel sex scene that's going on?
Talking about between like Jamie Kennedy watching in like the living room and Billy and Nev Campbell.
Yeah, because it's like this is like the most on the nose mirror stuff, right? Of like the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Jamie Kennedy's kind of ramble on, you know, while she's out of the room of like no drugs, no alcohol, and definitely no sex. Those are like the keys to getting killed in a horror movie, right? Do I love the sex scene in this movie? Not really. I didn't find it super necessary, to be honest with you.
I meant it more like paired with like how, as he's saying, you can never have sex, she's having sex. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to like the, you know, self, like movie referential type deal, right? It's like referencing movies nonstop, like kind of just mirroring like what's going on in horror movies and how I get killed. And it's kind of like showing us that like Sydney might die soon, right? Even though she's the final girl, she's doing everything she can to, you know, probably get killed according to Jamie Kennedy's rules. I liked it.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror movie. For instance, number 1, you can never have sex. Big no-no! Big no!
I'm a dead man.
Sex equals death, okay? Number 2, you can never drink or do drugs. No, the sin factor. It's a sin. It's an extension of number 1. And number 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances say, I'll be right back. Because you won't be back.
I'm getting another beer. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be right back.
You see, you push the laws and you end up dead. Okay, I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
I don't like it because
Jesus.
Oh.
Like, dude, Sydney has sex with Billy and he's the guy who killed her mom. It's fucked up. I hate that.
I said I didn't like that. Like, I hated the sex scene personally, but when Pap's talking about, like, you know, the mirroring of Jamie Kennedy, like, I thought the sex scene personally with Billy and Nev Campbell was a super misstep in the story. Like, it didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me.
It's weird, but like she has all this sexual repression stuff too. So I feel like that's what they're trying to do with it right now. Being able to let go of that, like the shame of who her mom was by sleeping with her mom's murderers, really, really fucked up. But it is
extremely fucked up.
It's a horror movie. It's not supposed to be like happy.
Horror movie, Pap. Horror movie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
That's her mom.
Whores.
And we must reiterate, her mom was a whore. She did sleep with that guy.
They make that extremely clear.
I don't know, like, the point of a horror movie isn't to double sexually traumatize a character. It should be more like to scare the viewer, just kind of sadistic.
But you don't, they want you to not think it's Billy again. Like, she's trusting him again, and then Billy gets quote-unquote murdered. I just think it's just to make the reveal better 8 minutes later when he shows
Seems
up.
like something Bob Weinstein put in the film.
One plus
Harvey?
for her.
Yeah,
one little
sure.
plus.
Either or.
Is that I will say Skeet Ulrich as Billy is a pretty good looking dude in this movie. And there's some times when he like purposely is looking super serial killer and he looks not as good. But he's a handsome guy. I gotta give it to him.
He's got a lot of lady simps for sure.
He looks pretty evil to me. I'm with you, Stevie. I have a hard time getting over that guy's shifty eyes.
Yeah, I mean, he never looks normal in this movie.
No,
he never looks normal in this movie. Not once. There's never a shot when you go, he looks adjusted. There's not one shot this entire movie where you go, he doesn't have dead eyes. He doesn't have, he looks
Young
crazy.
man, were you an Eagle Scout? You were just such a fine, upstanding citizen of this community.
God, he looks deranged the entire movie.
Is he the kind of guy that just hangs out with his neighbors? Real good friends with his neighbors?
Like crazy people would, yes. 100%.
Always stuck out to me that you said that in the middle of a pod.
Insane people are friends with their neighbors.
Such a
like
hot
if you have
take.
someone that says, "Hey, I'm really good friends with my neighbor," run from them. Do not trust them. They're not adjusted.
This is spoken like a man who has had many property line disputes.
I have a fence that's 10 feet on my property that if I wanted to be a dickhead, I could have torn down tomorrow. But you know what? I'm a nice guy.
I'd like to hear your neighbor's thoughts on that claim.
I'm a Milford man. As a neighbor, I'm neither to be seen nor heard, and that's why I want to keep it.
That is a healthy relationship. Much healthier than a lot of the relationships in this movie, like Josh mentioned. We should say, too, this is where the party leaves because they find out Fonzie has been murdered. And upon learning this news, they all yell yippee and start singing Flight of the Valkyries and get in their cars and drunk drive to go gawk at his body. It's pretty nuts. I'm saying no one actually behaves like this.
This high school is filled with ghouls, just absolute horrible children.
So when Fonzie was describing them and he was in their face with the scissors, maybe he was right. He had a lot of negative things to say about the youth in general.
You make me so sick. Your entire havoc-inducing, thieving, whoring generation disgusts me. So, 2 of your fellow students just savagely murdered. And this is the way that you show your compassion and sensitivity, huh? Let me tell you something. You're both expelled. Get out.
Oh, come on, Mr. Hembry. It was just a joke.
That's not fair. You're absolutely right. It is not fair. Fairness would be to rip your insides out, hang you from a tree so we can expose you for the heartless, desensitized little shits that you are.
Brett, you want to just take us through the reveal and how this all goes down?
Yeah, but a lot happens though.
Just the beginning, when we figure out who actually was Ghostface. I like that it's 2 people. I think it's a fun twist.
Okay, so it's skipping the chasing her throughout the house and in the car and Gail in the van and whatever her guy's name getting. I'm okay with that. There's a lot of horror slasher stuff that's going on. But I always thought the weirdest part of this movie that still it doesn't seem to make that much sense to me. Just it comes out of nowhere is when she's going back into the house and all of a sudden Stu and Randy are like, Sydney!
Sydney, Jesus, we gotta get the fuck out of here!
Stop right there!
Don't shoot, it's me! I found Tatum, she's dead! I think Stu did it! Listen to him, Sydney!
Stay back!
Stu did it! Billy, shoot Mike! Stu did it! No, I didn't! Sydney, please give me that gun! Give me that gun, guys, man! No, I didn't! No, I didn't, Sid! He did it! He did it, Sydney! Please, I didn't do it. He did it. Please. Please, Sydney, no.
Fuck you both.
Please. They just kind of come out of nowhere, and it just looks really, really weird. But
what do you mean?
She leaves them. It just where'd they come from? I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just has always seemed weird to me. It doesn't matter. It just comes out of the blue. It's a weird way for them to establish themselves back. But I guess I don't see how else they would have done it. But she locks them out because they're both trying to be like the whole trope of, no, trust me, don't trust him. And then Billy comes and falls down the stairs and he gives her the gun, which is a mistake. and then he unlocks the door and then shoots Randy. Poor Randy. And then Stu sneaks around. Man, this is a weird house. Like, there are a lot of different ways to get to a lot of different places. Like, there's like 2 ways to get in the room. There's a staircase that meets down. I don't know. It's really hard to describe. You guys know what I'm talking about. It's just really, really weird. Cool house. But, sorry, baby's crying. I'm having a hard time focusing.
Aw. Do you need to go?
No, not yet. We'll see how mad the missus is. Well, she's just... It's harder to deal with them at night when she's really tired.
Do you guys...
she just said help. She said help. I gotta go. I'll be back.
Okay, are you guys picking up what Brett's throwing down, though? I think there is something with, like, maybe the villains revealing themselves. One's coming out of the kitchen, one's out of the pantry. It's like, I'm a bad guy, and I'm a bad guy. Is it good or not? I'm on the fence a little bit.
One of the things we haven't talked about this movie is that it's a lot of it, as the viewer, you're meant to like try to figure out who the killer is. And there's a lot of small misdirects and things that are red herrings, things that are set up that are fake outs. So when it comes time to reveal who the killers actually are, right? We know it's not Billy because he was just killed. Oh, but wait, he wasn't actually killed. He is one of the killers, and there's more than one. And I want to say that was a prospect I hadn't even considered when I saw this movie for the first time, right? You assume there's one person that's making all these kills. That one person is the Ghostface behind the mask, but it's actually two. So that's kind of like a clever thing they do. And it explains a lot when you start to like go back and rewatch this movie. Like there would have to be more than one, especially for it to be these two particular people. But I really do like the that aspect of it, like figuring it out. That's a kind of like a fun thing for me with this movie.
They seem like the two freakiest people in this high school full of hooligans and freaks and just cruel people.
Stu's definitely unhinged.
I think to Kylo's point, rewatching the movie, knowing who the killers are, that first scene where they're on the bench after the Drew Barrymore kill is like really telling. They're talking about the murder and like Billy is clearly getting upset.
I would have gutted him like a fish.
Yeah, Stu is like way over the top, like confident about it, and Billy is like kind of pissed that he's talking so much about it. At one point, I think Stu says, "I wasn't the killer, okay?" And Billy's like, "Well, no one actually said you were." There's like a couple really blatant lines, and I think that's like cool. There should be like Easter eggs like that for rewatch. Sign of a good movie.
The whole kitchen sequence is pretty bloody, too. Like it's pretty intense. Steve, you just want to take us through kind of how this part goes down here? This little last part of the movie is pretty decently long, too. It's like once the party clears out, there's like 10, 15 minutes of this showdown.
W. Earl Brown gets his throat slit, for Christ's sakes.
Right.
Love that dude.
Kenny the cameraman?
Yeah.
Didn't deserve it.
But not the one from Heavyweights.
No, not that one. No, not the one from Heavyweights. Pap, I'm not going to lie. I know this last scene's intense, but I find it also extremely comedic. I imagine you do as well.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, the whole movie's funny.
The whole movie's pretty funny, but I think Matt Lillard shines in this part of the movie.
Yeah, he's great.
As annoying as he is, like within the film itself, this is where he really shines. And like, as messed up as it is, hey, the dad is a red herring, and hey, he is tied up. And he does show up at the end, like Jamie Kennedy says. But like when they're kind of like charging up to, stab each other, I find, as weird as it sounds, I find that part to be actually really funny. And especially where Stu seems to
feel a little woozy here.
Yeah, not fully be on board with Billy anymore, and there's like a separation of the team.
But Billy, would you alright? I can't take anymore. I'm feeling a little woozy here.
Just the scene where Billy throws that phone like right at his head, I find that part to be extremely funny as well. And Neve Campbell kind of gets the upper hand where she has the phone now, pretty much saying, "Hey, I'm calling the police." They have no idea where she's at. It's a really funny part that's pretty intense, but like I thought Stu could have had a cooler death, in my opinion. I thought he had kind of one of the lamer deaths in the movie.
I like the TV death. I think it's cool.
He's been on record saying that he didn't think there's any way his character's dead, and then he hopes that...
He got shocked. Those TVs were so heavy. Do you remember those big...
That TV that dropped on him weighed 175 pounds.
Those TVs were huge, kids. You have no idea.
Those TVs were... I mean...
It was a two-man job to move it.
It was a three-man job because of the shape at the back. It was too heavy.
Yeah. Oh, it's awkward. Yeah, that's always my experience.
A little tiny ledge to put your fingers on. Just
That's it. God, it was awful, those TVs.
And that was a 20-inch screen.
Yeah.
20-inch screen.
Plus, he clearly gets shocked, too. He's getting shocked by the...
So he was stabbed numerous times.
The cathode tubes.
Shocked or charged up?
Ooh. Godzilla style.
Frankenstein.
Powers.
Not Godzilla, but King Kong.
King Kong. Yeah, King Kong.
He's Five Nights at Freddy's.
They do allude to the fact that Stu's going to be coming back in Scream 6.
That's what I'm saying. He was talking about that he wants to come back in Scream 6.
Scream 6 already came out.
Oh, did
and
he not
was
come
not
back?
in
Scream
it.
6 already came out.
But in that movie, they talk like as if he's not really dead. It's like an in-universe conspiracy theory.
Houston, we have a problem here.
Out of all the deaths in this movie, I thought Matt Lillard's was kind of lame, and I thought Billy's death was too tame for like what he is in the story. I just thought a simple, shot to the chest and shot to the head was a little light.
That's also followed by such a stupid line.
What's the line, Brett?
She said, he's like, oh, this is a point where the guy comes back to life for one last scare, and then he does it, and she kills him. She goes, not in my movie. I'm like, yeah, it just happened.
It did happen in your movie.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, I know you're supposed to sound tough, but it's so dumb. It's a dumb line in my opinion, but it doesn't bother me. It's like, yes, it did. We just saw it.
Life's one big movie. I feel like Stu and Billy also are on the same page, like you mentioned. I feel like Matthew Lillard didn't realize that the reason Billy's mom left the family was that the dad had slept with her.
He reacts to that for sure.
Which is then weird. Like, their parents had banged each other, then he wants to bang her. Like, he's clearly super fucked up from the whole thing.
Yeah, he's, normally adjusted kid. That's all.
The point where they really separate is when they're stabbing each other. And I just got to say that is the second or maybe even first most memorable part when I saw this as a kid. Like,
really?
The concept that, yes, me and you set this like murder scene up, but like the little cherry on top is that we have to be injured nearly mortally, and we have to do it to each other. Like, that concept kind of like blew my mind. And even I would say like Matthew Lillard, God damn it. Yeah, Matthew Lillard's acting, like, it was really believable to me as a kid. Like, he's dying there at the table. There's blood coming out of his mouth. He's fucked up.
Blood and spit. Yeah, he's going for it.
Josh, your girl, though, does save the day. Who I called a bitch earlier, but she ends up being not a bad person.
Debatable.
I mean, she saved the day.
She comes around. She
saved the day, and then she got paid from it. She signs a book deal.
Another book deal.
What Pappy's saying is that she's kind of right the whole time. Does that
you gotta break a few eggs, i.e., have your assistant cameraman get murdered to make an omelet.
You have to fat shame him too. Yeah.
Hey, he was worthless.
Whoa.
He was slow.
He was too slow to get the camera when she called him out. He has a fucking job to do, and he should be on point.
If she wasn't going to kill him, then Nightcrawler was certainly going to kill him in his next job. Like, he's not surviving another camera gig. It's too slow. Yeah, like, she's right, Pappy, and she's a little pushy at times. But I think, like, yeah, you're supposed to think that she's got a good heart overall. And Kylo, she's definitely in some Screams later, correct? And definitely a good guy as well.
Yes, I think she's in, like, all of them.
All of them?
I thought one of them later is like she came back as like a main character.
Oh, I don't think she's in 6.
She's in 6.
She's really in all of them?
At like the very
Courtney
end.
Cox just made like an Instagram post about this like a couple weeks ago, where it's like she's in every costume from that movie, and it makes a rainbow or something. I found this in research, but I think she's in at least like 6 based on all the colors I see.
You were searching what? What were you searching in your research?
I was doing research on so the movie ends right there. We love
Courtney Cox out. Okay, man. Whatever.
We love picture credits in a movie when it shows the cast and like a still from them in the movie. I know we went through it kind of quick. Any final thoughts? Anything we went too fast over and we missed from Scream?
I guess I have a few things. Well, one, when I left, what were you talking about, Josh, when you asked if anyone picked up what I was putting down? What part? Like the weird...
No.
The thing that I find weird, that's obviously not weird.
Yeah, no one picked up on it. Sorry, bro.
I just think it came out of nowhere, but that's okay. I know, that's all right. They also have a stab scene like that in what I consider an underrated drug addict movie called Gridlocked with Tupac and Tim Roth. It's hard. It's not as funny. Let's just put it that way. It's not as funny as this one. The people who listen after the pod and of our pre-pod conversations are going to love the joke that I made that nobody picked up on when I said Sinead O'Connor, because Josh thought Rose McGowan and Sinead O'Connor were the same person, and her name's Tatum.
Shit.
Yeah, he said, well, I thought she died. Her name's like Sinead or something. We're like, Sinead O'Connor? It's like, yeah. Yeah. You'll hear it. It's funny. Yeah, they're a little different, but they both went just about as crazy at the same age. So, rest in peace. That's about all I have to say about that.
I had a couple. The working title for the movie was Scary Movie.
Scary Movie.
Yeah. There's a hat that says Boob Patrol, which is pretty cool. I like that hat. And then the gut you like the fish line. Stevie, you know what I think of when I hear that line.
The Grinch.
The Grinch. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
Great line from The Grinch.
Weird crossover.
It's a great line from Barry Gibb Talk Show. I got you like a fish. I got you like a fish. Nobody? Oh, man, missing out.
Any other final thoughts? Anything else?
Yeah. I was thinking about this movie's title, This Watch, which is something I've never thought about and I never looked into. There's a moment in the movie when Stu says, "You're going to love this. It's a scream, baby." So they say the name of the movie there, obviously. But then I was thinking about another line in the movie when they reference Scream Queens. They're talking about Jamie Lee Curtis. And then I thought about The Mask, and I realized, oh shit, there's that fucking painting called The Scream, and the face is like the mask. So I think there's a few different things that make that title, but those are the things that occurred to me on this watch. And again, I didn't do any research on it.
That's Munch, right, Josh? Edvard Munch?
Jamie Kennedy is in Son of the Mask. It's all connected. What does it mean?
Let's go to yes or no. We'll go east to west this time, Brett.
Okay. Yeah, I actually saw this movie in the theater back when, I don't know, I guess they let kids go into radar movies. I think I went and saw it with friends, so I don't know how I got in, but it was the 90s. It was a crazy decade. Yeah, I think I've always loved this movie. I've seen it probably maybe 24 times over the course of my life. I don't know if we really got into it, but like Wes Craven is, I mean, I read an article about it. I heard it on another podcast. Like, he kind of saved the horror movie genre. Like, you could argue at least twice. Movies were getting really ridiculous when he came out with Nightmare on Elm Street, which was like a really brilliant, terrifying concept. And then, like, up until this movie, we had, you know, Jason X and Jason in Space and all these terrible 8, 9,
That's
10.
the same movie.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. Jason X is in space.
Jason in Manhattan then, or whatever. Jason in the City. But, like, so, I don't know, he's just pretty awesome. And like what Pappy said, like, he grew up in the opposite I mean, just a crazy life. He's an awesome dude. He died 9 years ago, I believe. So he's a legend, and I think it's just a great movie. I love Matthew Lillard in this movie. I can definitely see how he can be too much. But also, like I said earlier, Skeet Ulrich, his dad kidnapped him and his brother when he was 6 for 3 years. So that's probably why he has dead eyes. So tough life, but he looks more normal now, I think. But hard yes for me. I think this is a great horror movie. It's like a meta parody satire, and it works really, really well for me. So hard yes.
Josh?
Ooh. Hey, Josh from Goshen. Big yes for me. Classic horror movie, meta. My favorite kind of horror movies got that meta. I want to just key in on like one scene really quick. Sydney, like after there's like a death in the town and she's like reminiscing about her own mom's death, she goes back and like she hides out in her house for a while. She just wants a little respite. So she turns on the television. She turns it on like 3 different local stations. Click, click, click. And all of them just news about the new killing, news about the old killing, news about her mom, news about her classmate. Just tough. And I couldn't help but think she could have really used Tubi. Just a great streaming service with a lot of free movies, nothing local, just something to keep her mind off of what's going. No, maybe not the best movies of all time on Tubi, but some of the movies of all time. And that's what really counts.
A good American streaming service.
Yes. So Tubi could have saved a lot of lives. Big yes, Josh from Goshen.
If Tubi was around, then maybe Sydney's mom wouldn't have had to sleep around. She could have stayed at home and watched the movie. But,
Bro.
And that rhymes, so it's good. This is Pappy from Goshen. Yeah, definitely yes. I told Stevie earlier today, I don't really mean this, but it makes me regret giving The Faculty a yes, because this is like that movie.
But it's so much better.
It's so much better in every way. Yeah, it's like a legitimately scary slasher at times. Very scary, very brutal. But then it's up there with Cabin in the Woods in terms of like meta horror movies that we've covered on this podcast. It's pretty funny, really scary, and I mean Ghostface iconic character in movies. Lots of funny iconic lines. The introduction 5 minutes is something that will stick with you for a long time. So definite hard yes. Mikey.
Yeah, it's a definite hard yes. Lots of iconic scenes. Great cast. I like the way it looks. I think it has a very distinct look to it. I don't know what he's doing differently, but to me, it just looks like its own thing. It looks, all of the Scream movies to me kind of have their own distinct look. I like it. I like it a lot. Great character design for the villain, Ghostface. Nev Campbell as the final girl is awesome. I like Matthew Lillard and Billy a lot in this movie. I think they're probably the best parts of it. And Henry Winkler's great. Love his death scene. Just a lot of amazing actors in this movie. And I like how it's so meta for horror movies and that it references so many things to it. So it's just an awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. Big yes.
And sorry, Steve, I didn't mean to skip you. I'm bad at West to East.
No. Keep going. Go to Kylo.
All right, Kylo.
Yep, this is Korey. I'm going to give this one a yes. I think this is a great movie of the 90s, an important movie in the horror genre. Yeah, like I said, the horror movies were not super great up until this point in the 90s. The 70s and the 80s had some great ones, and then by the early 90s, like kind of like Brett said, although Jason X did come out in the 2000s, but like there were Jason sequels and Nightmare on Elm Street sequels that weren't too well. They even get made fun of in this movie when Drew Barrymore says the first Nightmare on Elm Street was good and the rest sucked. Wes Craven did not direct the sequels. However, he did direct Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which is kind of like a meta sequel. So it's kind of funny that he did mention that in the script there. This movie is an homage to horror movies and to movies, and that was something that was not very prevalent at the time. The Scream franchise has maintained that meta nature, and it's a little bit tropey now, a little bit less cool now for sure, but there's still something there in the Scream movies that works, even though I think the last one was pretty shitty. But Scream 5, which is also just called Scream, like this movie is a good one. But this movie really sets the stage. I like it. The dialogue doesn't bother me. Stu Macher and Billy are insane. I love Stu specifically. I think they also might be low-key gay lovers because they are very touchy-feely with each other in a lot of this movie. I don't think I'm the first person to make that observation. The side characters are okay, but I think Randy is a big highlight. Randy was doing things in this movie that weren't really done, and this was Jamie Kennedy's heyday. He did this, and he did Romeo and Juliet, kind of like filmed them back to back, and they released around the same time. He's pretty cool. I've seen his stand-up comedy, by the way. He's actually a really funny guy to this day. I like this movie. I think it's really great. And shout out to Film Dylan. I know he loves this movie, so if he listens to this episode, he might agree or disagree with some of our points, but a big favorite of his. Again, he was on my Big Dumb Movie episode, number 76.
Was this your bush?
That's all I got.
Something wrong with this bush?
Is this your special bush? You're the king of the forest?
And last but not least, Stevie.
Nice pubes.
So glad a couple of you guys picked that up.
Yeah, love that scene. I'm probably somewhere in between the yes to soft yes in this movie. I don't think I love it as much as you guys. I think between the two, I probably prefer The Faculty just because that movie feels like it's on cocaine for an hour and a half. Pappy, you can't deny it's a fun watch. You can't deny it. It's a great movie to me. So
it's a fun.
Yeah, I'll
watch.
give this movie. What's that?
It's a fun watch. It's
an extremely fun watch. I'll give this movie a yes. I'm kind of bummed out you guys keep saying like the horror movies were awful before this movie, considering year before this movie came out was Paul Rudd's debut in Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers.
Oh, come on.
It's being sarcastic, Korey. That's pure sarcasm. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a yes. Do I think it's a little too self-referential or meta at times? Yes. But I think Matt Lillard and Skeet Ulrich pretty much make this movie work. Same with Jamie Kennedy. Parts of me wish there was more Jamie Kennedy in this movie. But I'll give it a yes.
Always going to root for a guy named Skeet.
Yeah, I mean, plus he kills it. He crushes it in Riverdale, so gotta root for him.
I haven't seen it in a while, Stevie, but you 100% in The Faculty, the football scene where they play the football, that is supposed to be viewed when you're high on cocaine. I have no doubt.
100%.
Like,
the whole
like
movie.
Each other.
I'm a firm believer that the editors and possibly the director and writers were all hyped up on cocaine to make that movie. And, it has a lot of same kind of vibe to Scream, same with I Know You Did Last Summer, so it works.
Well, boys, I know you guys are about to head into trivia, but I'm going to have to go, but is that okay with everybody?
Good luck out there, man. Yeah, we know you got kid duties.
Thanks for joining, Brett. Anything you want to say to your brother real quick, your patron?
Oh, yeah, Brian, great pick that I recommended to you. Thanks for picking it. Thanks for being a Patreon, and I don't know. See you soon, bruh.
Bye, Brett.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye, Josh.
See Brett.
Brett, leave. He won't leave. There he goes. Finally. All right. So, I have a new game for you boys. It's spooky questions. So, are you familiar with the game 20 questions?
Vaguely.
Where you guys have to ask a yes or no question, and I will answer it. Whoever finally gets it right, it'll be a person, place, thing. It'll be like a noun, like a normal thing. Will win and get to pick one person they want to eliminate from the game. So we'll play a few rounds of this. We'll keep it easy. We'll go east to west. We got to keep that order. So Josh, Stevie, Mikey, Korey. Does it make sense? So Josh, you're going to ask a yes or no question 20 questions to try and guess the thing I'm thinking of.
Okay. Did you just say, this isn't my question, but did you just say it's a thing that you're thinking of?
A person, place, thing. It's a thing.
Is it movie related?
All these are things.
Can I
can't
wish
tell you
for
that.
more wishes?
No.
Ooh, that's your question.
That's your question.
No.
I will say, is this something that is real?
Yes.
Okay.
Stevie.
Is this something that's common in everyday life?
Yes. Mikey.
There's a little bit of a subjective yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's a soft yes.
Yeah. Is this thing able to be held in the hand?
Yes.
Great
Cool.
question.
Is it a knife?
No. Josh. Good guess, Korey. I like the aggressiveness.
Is this an item that appears as a prop or otherwise in Scream?
No, or I don't think so. Not prominently.
Okay.
Stevie.
Can I wear this item?
No. Mikey.
Does this item have electronics
No.
in it?
Korey.
Is the item something that's outdated?
Korey's just out here taking swings.
No. Josh.
Would this be a household, specifically, actually, would this be a kitchen item?
I'll give you guys a clue. I'll say yes, especially seasonally.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Stevie.
Is it a fireplace?
No.
Damn.
Mikey.
Is this item edible?
Yes. Korey.
Ooh.
Spooky trivia.
Is it eggnog?
No. Josh.
Is this item candy corn?
No.
Damn it.
Stevie. Spooky questions.
I hate this.
You guys are not working together well.
What do you mean?
We're not supposed to.
competing.
We all win as a team.
Yeah,
You did
really
this
for
to
the
us.
journey along the way.
Hey, gladiators, you're not working as a team.
We established it's edible.
Let's see here. Wait, was it edible? I can't remember.
Yes. And Josh guessed candy corn.
It was edible, seasonal, found in a kitchen.
Fits in your hand, melts in your mouth, not in your hand. I
Not
heard.
necessarily in the movie Scream.
Not prominently.
Is it a Hershey's Kiss, Pat?
A knife.
No.
Damn.
Is it just candy?
No, it's not a candy at all. Korey. That's a good question.
Is it a holiday ham?
No, this might be a hard trivia. I'm sorry, Josh.
Oh my god.
We might be whoever get this wins, actually. We might pivot the game.
Hold on. Is this?
Are we playing to 20 questions, or are
Is
you
this
keeping
a-
track of that?
No.
Is
I
this
wasn't
a
keeping
fruit
track.
or a vegetable?
It is technically a fruit, but I had to Google that in anticipation for this.
I asked if it was a fruit or a vegetable.
Yes,
It's a yes
yes.
or no. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Gosh.
Yes. Sorry. Stevie.
Wait, you said it's a fruit or vegetable?
Said yes, it is.
I said yes, it is either a fruit or a vegetable. Everything else is stricken from the record.
God. Fuck, I don't know, man. A pumpkin?
Yes.
That has to be
Jesus
it.
Christ. Yes.
Nice.
You guys want to keep
Alright,
playing?
what's round
Or call
2?
Stevie the winner.
Woohoo, that was
All right,
fun.
Stevie, who do you want to kill? You just stab one person.
Oh, no.
I don't like doing this, man.
Mikey said kill him.
I know, but is that really a punishment?
You are stabbing him.
I'm gonna kill Josh.
Okay.
He asked good questions. Too good of questions.
Round 2. Stevie, it starts with you now.
Is this a person?
No. Mikey.
Is this bigger or smaller than an average man?
Smaller. Korey.
Is it a food again?
No. Stevie.
It's not a food. Does this appear in the movie Scream?
I don't think so. Definitely not prominently. I'm almost sure not.
Is it an item you would interact with in everyday life?
Yeah, potentially. Well, yeah, you could interact with it in everyday life, yeah. Korey?
Is it mechanical?
No. Stevie?
Is this something that's considered new?
No.
Cool.
Is it an item of clothing?
No. Korey?
Is it consumable?
Technically, yes, but you wouldn't want to. Stevie?
Let's see here. Man, I don't fucking know. It's not consumable. It's not something you wear. Does these items charge another thing?
No.
Okay.
Not
Is
mechanical.
it made of metal?
No. Korey?
Is it organic?
Yes. Stevie?
Is it expensive?
No. Mikey?
Is it silk?
No. No. Korey?
Is it commonly purchased in stores?
No. Stevie?
Is it found in nature?
Yes. Mikey?
Is it...
Spooky.
God damn it.
Is it... rock of some kind?
No. Korey?
Is it a component of the human body?
No. Stevie?
It's organic. It's found in nature. It's not expensive.
Mm-mm. You don't commonly buy it.
Doesn't appear in Scream. So I can eliminate trees. You don't commonly buy it.
Go broad.
Does it stain?
No. Mikey?
Does it make noise?
No. Not noise that the normal human ear hears. For sure. Korey?
Is it an animal?
Yes. Stevie?
Is it a mammal?
No. Mikey?
There we go.
Is it a bat?
No.
No, that's a mammal. Fuck.
Korey?
Is it a spider?
Yes, Korey! Yes. I thought Brett would be around. Korey, you can kill someone.
Well, I am going to do Mikey a favor and eliminate him.
Do you guys want one more round, or do you want a closest two?
Closest to.
Yeah, we'll go with Stevie's recommendation.
Okay, according to ChatGPT, on the very high end of the estimate, how many eggs does a black widow lay at one time? Stevie, we'll start with you.
At once?
That's what I asked it, and then it says a black widow typically lays between blank and blank. I'm taking the second one at once.
At one time?
At once.
51.
Korey.
Well, In this 7th grade, I did a book report. Not a book report. I did a report on black widows, also called Latrodectus mactus. But I have no idea what the answer to this question is. So, I'm going to say one above Stevie.
The actual retail number of eggs is 900. The range was 200 to 900.
Damn.
I took 900. That's terrifying. I hope Brett listens.
It's a lot of fish.
To that. Korey, the floor is yours. Close out Spooky Spoilers 2024.
All right. Again, thank you for Brother Brian for picking this and for those that have been enjoying our Spooky Spoilers episodes. I guess my last word will be, there's a scene in this movie. Sydney is arguing with her boyfriend in the school, and she says, "I'm sorry if my traumatized life has inconvenienced you and your perfect existence." And then she runs away. She literally jogs away. It's kind of funny to see that, knowing that they recreated that scene exactly in Scary Movie. Knowing the specifics, the cinematography, the look of that scene in Scream actually makes that funny in Scary Movie. I don't think it's funny by itself, but it's just the exaggerated version of it, and it works for me. So that's all I got. That was Spooky Spoilers. Take it away, Spoiler Man.
Special thank you to our patrons. Matt Troll.
Hello?
Brother Brian.
Who is this?
Druid King.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Nick.
Don't hang up on me.
The Meg.
I told you not to hang up on me.
Nurse Stacy.
You hang up on me again, I'll gut you like a fish, understand?
The Wolf.
Ow, ow, ow!
So much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish!
Barky 420.
They'd never make it in time. We're out in the middle of nowhere.
PK.
To see what your insides look like.
Spencer.
I want to play a game.
Gale.
I'm afraid that was a wrong answer.
Swole.
Hello, Sydney.
Cheese Zombie.
Scary night, isn't it? With the murders and all, it's like right out of a horror movie or something.
Sebastian.
Do you like scary movies, Sydney?
Dr. Lars.
Maybe that's because I'm not Randy.
Stone Cold Austin.
The question isn't who am I? The question is where am I?
Nephew Quinn.
If you hang up on me, you'll die just like your mother.
Best friend Drew.
You want to die, Sydney?
Shatty Daddy.
Your mother sure didn't.
Jimmy the Cricket.
Hello, Sydney.
Optimus E.
Don't you blame the movies! Movies don't create psychos! Movies make psychos more creative!
If you'd like to request an episode, hear your name read by Spoiler Man, or even just help us make podcasts, please check us out on patreon.com/spoilerspodcast.
Would you guys mind speaking one at a time? I'm not sure if I have to turn my volume up or not.
Test.
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 Test. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Tease. Ease.
No Josh?
No, he should be here.
This movie might be too scary for him.
If I can watch it, anybody can.
Hey, it's
from my phone.
Mr. Malcolm.
There we go.
I was gonna say in his classroom.
He's got the Van Gogh calendar.
If your background doesn't look like a dungeon, like your old apartments, then I'm not interested.
Not super dungeony. It's kind of messy, I guess.
I don't mean that you're really,
Cap used to live in squalor.
Yeah. But
we've all been
sign.
got his heroes up there. No poster of Oppie.
Wait, what posters? I thought you had
Is Einstein over there?
Didn't you have like a Bone Tomahawk poster or something?
Oh yeah, here. I won't be able to hear you.
What about Bonesaw?
Bonesaw Tomahawk.
Bonesaw is
as Josh
ready.
referred to it. Brett, that was like a recurring joke on one of the podcasts we did called Brain Scan. We kept saying, Brain Scan is ready.
That's good. All of my bets had Jordan Mason in it, and he was killing it, and then he got hurt.
Jordan Mason did?
Yeah, he was 65 yards and fell on his shoulder, and I don't think he's coming back in the game.
I didn't see that little one of Pappy's. What was that?
That's his bed.
Where does this dude live? A fucking mansion?
An old haunted Goshen house, it looks like.
It's the Pap Den.
Oh, yeah. Pap Den.
Get a lot of house in Goshen.
Pappy, how much does that house cost you?
Trust me, nowhere near what it would cost in where you live.
It's pretty cheap.
Not bad. Yeah. You can get actually, I was going to say, you can't get even like a shitty rat hole apartment in the projects of the valley for 1,000, I don't think. It looks pretty big.
And like a number line. I need like a map I can pull down, a blackboard.
You need some roommates?
Blackboard. If I get a divorce, I might come stay on your couch for a while, indefinitely.
Yeah. that goes for all of you.
Please don't get a divorce.
All right, I'll try, Brett.
You're a good couple.
Thanks,
Ready?
man. You and Britt, same thing. Perfect couple. Perfect match.
I agree. We'll see how she feels if the baby starts crying. So,
Stevie there?
What's happening?
Haven't said anything.
I don't think I've been on the pod with Stevie in a long time.
What do you want me to say, Pap?
Just sitting in the shadows.
I'll say anything. Just don't go, Papa.
I'll speak when necessary.
You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm just. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, he's not just getting in convos just to get in convos.
That's right.
Seems a little standoffish, is all.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I mean, if you want me to dominate the pod, I can.
Listen.
I'll spitefully dominate the pod if you want me to.
Jordan,
dominate it, bro.
Take over.
I will
Kobe.
interrupt everybody I can and
Go
make everything
full
about me if you want.
Kobe.
Ooh, Mason's back. Good. Mason's back.
Man. Good. Wishing ill upon him.
Who, Kobe?
Oh, yeah, on you. He said go.
He's
for
already
Kobe.
pretty ill. He's dead.
Oh, I was say Kobe's probably in hell. I mean, I don't wish any more ill upon him, but
In hell.
Are we ready?
Went to a Diddy party. One time.
One time.
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We're not ready.
Sorry, one
Tell
second.
you when you're ready.
Requested this.
Ready when you're ready.
didn't
I'll
think Josh
be
was
ready.
Right, my brother.
I'll be right back, guys.
Josh.
Then I'll be ready.
Fucking hell.
Sorry, one sec.
Why are you so standoffish, Josh?
Pap, why are you accusing people of being standoffish?
I'll dominate the pod if you want me to dominate the pod.
No, Josh was
We already heard that one today, asshole.
I
cussing
was
at us.
just
So
showing people around my apartment. I was having such a nice night. Figuring out where I'm going to put my globe.
You got a
periodic table poster.
Who are you trying to fool, Pap?
Korey says my house looks like
pretending to be a
All right, I'll be right back.
it's like a what?
Rose Megawan died.
McGowan?
And she was on SNL. She's a lead
Meg.
singer.
What?
Where's McGowan?
She shaved her head.
She did shave her head, but I don't think she's a singer.
She's not dead.
Who's that woman? Who,
Shannon Doherty?
Sinead O'Connor?
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor. Wow, way different, bro.
She's just like
She died
her.
a long time ago.
A couple years or less.
Couple times.
Oh man, Josh, that hurt. I mean, I think
a couple hundreds.
Rose is smoking hot in this
Rose
movie.
it's like-
McGowan.
Like 50, 100,000.
It's a little different.
Megawan.
That's your fucking accent, Pat. Megawan. That's
Yeah.
from Parallel Pod.
I know.
Oh, too soon.
How's he doing, by the way? Alex Cooper.
Let's see.
I I got Matt Neglia going to come on Big Dumb Movie soon.
Are you
He wants
fucking
in.
serious?
Nah, he wouldn't fucking entertain my tiny podcast. You kidding?
There's a lot of black ink in Alexander Cooper's file. Not gonna know much about that guy.
It's a lot of black kink. Oof.
No, Brett.
What's he getting down with?
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think he's up to?
That dude's
That
weird.
way.
If you want to find a really great place to go and have breakfast in England, go to GR Eggs. Go there now.
He sounds like he's doing good. He sounds healthy.
Go to GR Eggs. Go there.
Do you want to do that screener, Josh?
It's 10, 10, 10, 10.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't do that screener if it was grown on my ass.
You wanted to do it.
Pretty hot in these rhinos.
Just
What's wrong with it?
relaying messages to the group.
We said we'll let you know ASAP. That was September 28th.
Yeah, I'll let a bitch hang. That's fine.
Did someone offer a movie? Like, did someone ask us to review something?
Yeah.
What is it?
Streets of Color. It's a free screener.
Do you know who Jeff?
Interview?
Yes. We could watch it first.
They said they wanted to be on the podcast. Actually,
Ooh.
Pappy, I get emails sometimes, and
the first
I'm not
one.
sure
The
if they're-
first one did, not the second one. The 9 Lives one did not say that. They just wanted us to review.
Do you get emailed, Korey?
Sometimes I get emailed, and I'm not sure if it's bullshit or not. So what I respond with is, "Have you listened to any of our episodes?" And I never get a response back.
Because it's no.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I want to see if there's like a person behind that, you know?
Well, you brought that John Griggs guy to the cabin. He never listened to the podcast.
I don't think you ever listen to anybody.
You guys
Never
don't listen to my podcast either, so.
I never listened to
My brother's a huge fan.
Fuck. Oh, no.
I don't listen to a lot of pods. My brother is a fan of yours, Korey.
Well, he's cool as hell.
I'm a fan of yours. I'm a huge fan of yours.
But you don't listen. It's a strange place to be.
I prefer talking to you in real life.
listen.
You need to listen.
You need to listen.
I listen to a few podcasts, and that's about it.
Spoilers, one of them?
Sometimes.
No.
No.
Wouldn't hurt to critique yourself sometimes.
I literally used to listen all the time. I don't think Mikey's ever listened to a single episode. Stevie
You should
did
look at the comments
I
on
listen
Hard
to the
Boiled.
ones I'm on.
Why did they rip up
Comments
your
on
something?
Hard Boiled. I approve that comment.
Hook.
What platform?
Yeah, what
Just
platform?
on Spotify.
Spotify.
You got to be signed in
Yeah,
as a
Spotify
manager.
lets leave comments. It's hilarious.
Who's hosting this fucking?
Me, I'm ready. I said,
mean,
is everyone ready? And you cussed me out.
Damn.
Care?
So you guys ready? You said, I'll fucking tell you when I'm fucking ready, you dumb bitch.
I hold to that.
You did say something very similar to that.
So I said, okay, I'll wait for you to tell me that you're ready.
Hang up on me again, bitch, and I'll gut you like a.
If you'd like to fax me, press the start.
How the fuck do you see the comments?
You have to sign in under the spoilers name.
Can we
Oh,
just
I thought they were like
press
public.
go?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, my
Who's
time.
Russian?
My time on this pod is dwindling very quickly.
Jeez, everyone's Russian nowadays.
I'm
Vladimir, are you ready,
Korey's
Josh?
Russian in that picture.
What?
Are you ready?
Well, Brett's time on this pod is limited. Didn't you hear?
I didn't say limited. It is limited, but
I'm ready.
I'm not complaining. It's 10:13. I'm not
joking.
complaining, though.
I'm warming up my voice. I'm ready. I'm
Mike,
ready.
Count us
all fine.
I'm
down.
fucking ready.
Mike,
all
for
fine.
great after the episode content right here. Why people tune in.
3, 2, 1, go.
That was spoilers.